What's going on, Porsche family? Welcome back to TPN. You joined me here in Newcastle upon Tyne on a really misty October morning, and it's getting to that time of year again where a lot of people start thinking about putting their Porsche into storage over the winter months so that the car isn't exposed to all of the elements like the ice, the snow, the grit and things like that. So this video is really aimed at giving you some hints, tips and maybe like a checklist of things that you need to do before you put your car into storage. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Porsche. Any car you're putting into storage, this video is suitable for. But it's not as easy, especially with a Porsche, it's not as easy as just putting your car into a garage and leaving it, or putting a cover on it and leaving it. There are a few things that you need to ensure that you do to make sure that your car is in good condition when you come to start it again during the spring months, when you start driving it again. Me personally, my Cayenne is my daily driver. For my 911 and my Cayman, I don't actually take them off the road. I don't put them into storage. I'm quite happy to drive these during the winter months, but obviously I pick and choose my days and my times. I've got no problem with people who do want to go ahead and put their cars away for the winter. Sometimes it's just not worth the risk. Sometimes, people just want to keep their cars in good condition. So let's get down to my workshop and let's head into those things that you need to know. I do need your help with one thing though. In the bottom hand corner there, you'll see there is a subscribe button. If you're not already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I'm trying to get, well, so close to 100,000 subscribers, so I can't wait to get there, hopefully do it this year. And obviously I need your help to do that. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Just go on and type in TPN Rainmaker, you'll see me there. Okay, let's crack on with the video. So I'm going to make your life a little bit easier, and any products that I talk about in this video, I'm going to put the links to in the description below this video. And that takes us on to the first product. This is a battery charger. You're going to need to hook up a battery charger to the battery of your car to ensure that it does maintain its charge, and to make sure that next time you come to start it in the spring, it doesn't just give you the clicks, which is a general sign that your battery is dead. I'd recommend the C-Tech charger, but there are other chargers out there which are just as good. One end goes into the wall plug, the other two ends go onto the battery itself, or you can get the cigarette lighter chargers as well. Next up is tyres. It's very important to make sure that your tyres don't get flat spots while they're parked up for a period of around about 6 months. Most of the Porsche cars from the 987, the 997 range onwards come with a tyre compressor installed into one of the boots of the car. So I'd recommend pumping your tyres up probably around about 5 to 8 psi, and obviously periodically keep checking on those, making sure they're not going down too much. But 5 to 8 psi, I would say that's probably going to make sure that your tyres don't get any flat spots. One thing Porsche recommend not doing to prevent flat spots is actually raising the car up completely and putting the car on jack stands. Apparently this can cause rusting on the shock absorbers. So next up on the checklist is a fuel stabilizer. This is Stabil fuel stabilizer, and basically it's an additive that you put to your fuel tank while the car's being stored. According to the bottle, it says keeps fuel fresh for up to 24 months, prevents gum, varnish and corrosion, effective in all blends of gasoline, safe for all gas engines, including 2-cycle. This is about £15. I've never used it before in any of my cars for winter storage. As I say, I don't generally store them. I'm going to give this to one of my friends. In fact, he's going to be storing his car over the winter, so we'll see how we get on. But from what I've seen online, a lot of people think it's garbage. A lot of people swear by it. So who knows, but it's an option if you are looking to preserve the fuel. So while on the subject of fuel, it's important for you to fill your tank with fuel. Make sure it's a good quality fuel. This is going to prevent any condensation and prevent obviously any rusting inside the tank. Now this might sound quite obvious, but if you can, try and keep it in a garage, indoors, under cover. Obviously, I appreciate that's not always going to be possible in a lot of cases, so try and get yourself an all-weather, good quality winter cover. Make sure it's non-abrasive on the inside, because the last thing you want to be doing is putting a cover on and taking it off to find out it's scratched the paintwork. So if you do have to keep the car outside in the cold over the winter months, make sure you apply a good quality coat of wax. The wax is going to protect the bodywork from potential rust onset and oxidization. Plus, cars always look better with a coat of wax on them. Next up is to add some antifreeze to the cooling system and run the engine for a few minutes to make sure that antifreeze has circulated the system. Now when parking the car up, don't use the handbrake or the electronic parking brake on the car. This can cause the brakes to stick. If the car is parked on a slight incline, then use chocks where possible. Only use the handbrake if it's actually not possible to use anything else, like if you're on a really steep incline. But again, always make sure you've got it parked in gear. If you're parking on the flat, I would say handbrake off, put it in gear, it's good to go. Now before the car goes into storage, make sure you buy this tool, the iCarSoft POR version 1.0, and it's important to read the fault codes if they're already on the system before you park the car up. The reason I say this is because quite often from time to time in the ABS system and certainly the ignition coils, the coil packs, condensation can build up. So when you come back to driving your car, you may find that you've got ABS faults, so you've got the check engine light on. In fact, what's happening, it is just the condensation which is building up. So driving the car will generally get rid of that, but it's important to know what fault codes you've got before you store the car versus what fault codes you've got after. And there could be a big indication of whether it's condensation or whether you actually do have a bigger problem. But you know I always bang on about this, so you know this will do the job. And finally, there are a few more tips on the Porsche website, so I'm going to quickly read these out. Prep the garage floor, wash the car, clean the wheels inside and out, condition rubber items, change oil and filter, top off all fluids, place bars of Irish spring soap and mothballs to repel the mice, cover the exhaust pipe to stop rodents making a nest in there, lower windows ever so slightly to prevent condensation buildup. Some of these are a little bit of overkill and I probably wouldn't recommend doing them all, but certainly the things that I've mentioned, obviously mine were correct and right, but certainly concentrate on those 9 things really to ensure that your car is going to be in the best condition when you come to start it in the springtime and remains in good condition over the winter months, whether it's indoors or outdoors. So I hope you've learned something from this video, guys. If you have, please go ahead and hit that like button. It would really do the channel and the video a real favor. If there's something that I haven't mentioned and you think is worth considering in this list, then please put a comment in the box below. Again, I like to hear other people's perspectives and point of views when it comes to things like this. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm also trying to gain followers on my Instagram and my YouTube, so I'd really appreciate if you can hit the like button or hit the follow button on the YouTube and Instagram pages. Just type in TPN Rainmaker, you'll find it there. Thanks for watching, hope you've learned something, and I'll see you next episode of TPN.